Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Sonia Unapologetic. My name is Sonia, and on this channel, we talk about mental wellness and living a free life from a Black woman's perspective. So, before going further, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to my next goal of 1,000 subscribers. So, you all subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a video. I was trying to go live a little bit ago, but I was having a little bit of problems with StreamYard and just kind of wanting to do a little bit more practicing going live because I know it's been a while since I've been live. I want to talk about finding an apartment in Mexico. This is part two of the conversation. I'll link in the description box for you guys to see part one of the conversation. But I am in a new apartment, and I say new apartment because I've been here like 2 months. And I should have done this video a long time ago for you all to get some information on how I found this apartment. Yeah, I want you all to be encouraged because I know sometimes being in a new country and finding an apartment, because things are not done exactly the way we do things in the US, if you're coming from the US, it can be overwhelming because you're in a place and you're trying to learn the new language, you're just trying to learn a new culture, and then on top of that, trying to find a place to stay, it can feel overwhelming. So for me, with this apartment that I'm in right now, very simply, the way I found the apartment was just walking in a neighborhood that I liked, that I felt was not too far from the beach. Lots of restaurants nearby, laundry service really close by. So I was just walking by the apartment, and I asked the lady outside, who was the cleaning lady, if she had a phone number or if they had available units. And for sure, it seemed like there'd be available units because the building is new and they were still doing some construction on like the front office area. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty new, but the building, seems to be already open. So I was able to get that phone number from the housekeeper here, and I reached out through WhatsApp to that phone number, and I was able to schedule to come look at some units here at the building. So that's an easy way of doing things. And even if your Spanish is not the best, a lot of times with phone number that you'll see on a building's for rent sign, a lot of time it's connected to WhatsApp to where you can do things through WhatsApp, and you can just translate through Google Translate or through the translator on your iPhone, and that's the way you can communicate and schedule to come look at a unit. So that's was an easy way of how I did things. But as you walk through neighborhoods that you like, you'll see a lot of buildings that will have the Se Renta sign, the for rent sign, and just take pictures of those signs to where you'll see the phone numbers, or just save those phone numbers in your phone. But I like the idea of taking the picture of that building and the sign, because then you can go back and look and see, oh, that's the particular building there that I liked that was on this street. That's the building that I liked on this street, and then you have that picture with the phone number. So I feel like that is a very simple and easy way for you to find apartments here. So when you find the apartment that you like and they tell you what the price is, it's very important to um, get with like your friends here, or just people that you've met here, other expats you've met here, and see if that's a fair price, because you just want to make sure that you are paying a fair price. It's not uncommon if you don't do your research, that you'll be in a unit and the person in the unit right next to you is paying, 5,000 less pesos than what you're paying, eight, thousand pesos less than what you're paying. So that's why it's very important to do your research. If you're in the WhatsApp groups for expats, if you're in the Facebook groups, for expats, it's a good idea for you to ask and say that I'm wanting to rent this apartment. Um, it's this close to the beach, or whatever. It doesn't have a washer and dryer in the unit. You know, is this a fair price for this particular type of apartment? And then I guess I go back, just it might be, because you don't want to necessarily be in a Facebook group with a bunch of people and saying, this is exactly where I'm looking to stay. Like, this is the street, this is the building. Yeah, for safety, do what's best for you. Like, don't, necessarily tell someone exactly where you're going to be staying, but you can always say, in the central area, you know, um, would this be a good price to pay, for the building is kind of new, there's not a washer and dryer in a unit, it's 2 bedroom or whatever. And then if you know some people that you've got to know and you're really close to them and they trust them, you can definitely ask deeper questions. But thank you, Ashonda, for joining. Shonda says, I love your channel. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the support, Ashonda. I really appreciate it. But I just want to encourage you all watching. If I can do it, you can do it. Like, so if you're thinking about taking a sabbatical to another country, to where you're just like, I'm just going to spend 2 months, in Mexico. I'm going to spend 2 months in Cancun. I'm going to spend, 2 months in Thailand. Or if you're looking to move to a new country, feel encouraged. I say, if I can do it, you can do it. I know that there is fear around making such a big move. And if you haven't spent a lot of time outside of the country that you were born and raised in, then it could feel just like a scary feat. So just that's why it's very important to become a part of the WhatsApp and Facebook groups to where you meet with other expats. That's very important. And then also in Mexico, when finding an apartment, things are done differently because cash is very common here. In the US, you wouldn't necessarily, I've never gone to rent an apartment and they're like, hey, the deposit is cash, and then your first month's rent, pay me that cash. That's not the way we do things in the US. So coming here to Mexico and someone is asking you for cash, you can feel like, okay, this doesn't sound right. They're trying to scam me. But it is common that you would pay cash for your deposit and cash for your rent. That being said, still be very careful because I haven't saw it a lot, but I have saw some situations to where a person is trying to rent a unit or saying that they have a unit available, and the person meets them to pay cash, and it was a scam. So make sure that if you're paying someone cash for a unit that you're looking to rent, go and see the unit, because I know a lot of times here in Playa del Carmen, people will feel like there's so many renters and there's not enough availability. So I need to hurry up and secure this unit. And so people will pay um, before they've even saw the unit. And some of the ways that a renter can get around that is by saying, I have a tenant already in the unit and I don't want to disturb them. So that's why I'm not going to show you the unit. So be careful with that. Ask other people questions if it's a owner of a building or if it's a and then I'm sorry, Greta, you're asking if there's an international airport close to yes, Cancun is where you would fly into if you were coming to Playa del Carmen, and then also Cozumel has an airport as well. So Cozumel or Cancun. Cancun is usually the more popular. If you flew into uh, Cozumel, you would have to take a ferry to Playa del Carmen. If you flew into Cancun, you would just take a taxi ride or the 80 bus to get to Playa del Carmen. But I was talking about, yeah, be careful of scams. It is very common that you would pay cash for your deposit and for each month's rent, but make sure that you're not getting scammed. And that's when it's very important that you have a network of people that you're talking to. You can ask in on a Facebook group or in a WhatsApp group. I'm working, with John Doe. He said he owns several units in this apartment complex. Has anyone else worked with John Doe? Because there's some Facebook groups where I've saw people, if they've gotten scammed, they will put that in the Facebook group, and I'm very thankful for that. They'll say I worked with John Doe, and I met him at the OXXO convenience store to give him cash for that apartment that I was supposed to move into, on July 1st. And I never heard from him again. There was a guy here that they arrested. He had done that to several people. So, um, me personally, with the group of people that I'm close to here, I don't think any of them have been in that situation. Thank God. But there have been situations to where people are saying they own a unit, collecting cash, and like I said, their excuse to not let you see the unit could be, I have a tenant in that unit now, and I don't want to disturb them. You're going to be a short term um, leaser. So, if you're only going to be in there for 2 or 3 months, I would understand if you were doing a year lease, then I would disturb my tenant. But if you're only going to be there for 2 or 3 months, it's like I'm not, you either want it or you don't. And then even that is not always like I remember working with a real estate agent. I didn't end up going with the unit that she the building that she was renting, but that was something that she told me that she wouldn't be able to show me the unit because there were renters in there. But this particular real estate agent, other people had worked with her, so it wasn't a scam situation. So just follow your instincts, and I think it's just very important that if you're working with someone to ask before you give cash, because there's a lot of rent people who rent units, people who are real estate agents, because here with renting, a lot of times you go through a real estate agent. There's a lot of people that several people have worked with, so their name is common around here. So you can ask others who have worked with them. So that's very important. So the Facebook Marketplace, that's where I found my last apartment. So Facebook Marketplace is a common place to where people will go to see what apartments are available, and will contact the person who's renting that apartment and schedule to see a unit that way. So I know initially I was scared about the whole Facebook Marketplace, like finding an apartment on Facebook Marketplace, but that really was helpful for me to find the place. But make sure that with any price that you're paying, because when I found my last unit on Facebook Marketplace, I was paying more than what I should have been paying. So it's important that you negotiate. And ask around, ask others what they'll or what is a fair price. And I know, like in the U.S., it would be considered rude if you go around saying, "Hey, how much do you pay for rent? How much is your car note? Like, how much did you pay for your house?" Like that's considered rude in the U.S. But here, um, in order to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of, that someone's not charging you way more than what you should be charged, it's common for people to talk about, for a two-bedroom, close to the beach, or, for a three-bedroom on the other side of the highway, this is a fair price. So having those conversations and communicating with others is very important. But again, I just want to encourage you all, whatever you want to do as far as travel or moving to another country now, just in the information age that we're in, the fact that you can ask people questions without meeting them, in person. It just makes it a lot easier now that everything is at our fingertips, and that we can do video calls. If someone is not able to show you a unit right then and there, or you're in the U.S. but you're wanting a unit when you get to Playa, the person can do a video with you. I've met with an owner of a unit, and we did a Zoom call. So there's all different types of options. So do what's best for you to be comfortable. So that's all I think I have for now. I want to do more live streams, so I'll be doing more live streams, just about a lot of different topics. Get down in the comments section, and I appreciate everyone that's watching right now. But get down in the comment sections if you have any questions for me. Also, you can follow me at Sonia Unapologetic on IG, and you can always message me, and I've messaged back to answer any questions. There have been some times where I guess I hadn't checked, because I know at IG sometimes it will go to, like, you won't necessarily see the messages. So now I'm trying to be more diligent to check those messages that seem to like go into a different inbox to where you have to accept the request. So you can always message me on IG. I'm going to do better with making sure that I check all of the messages. Also, I have a new blog that I started, soniaunapologetic.com. So you can read up more on my apartment finding process and some of the things that I went through, because I don't want you all to have to go through. So some of the mistakes I made, I have a whole blog post about finding an apartment in Mexico, and just kind of, some of the mishaps that I had. So read that, because like I said, if I can go through some things so you all don't have to go through that, then I feel like that is a win, because I just want to, give information that helps others out. So I have a blog post about finding apartments. I have a blog post about some restaurant experiences, and then I have a blog post about catching taxi cabs here, because here in Playa we do not have rideshare services. We don't have Uber, we don't have Lyft, and I do know some other cities in Mexico have that, but we don't have that here. So I have a whole blog post and a video here that kind of talks about some things that you can do to make sure you're paying fair price when you're catching a cab. So thank you all who are here now. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Greta. Thank you, Ashonda, for your comments. Thank you all who are watching right now. And that is all I have for now. I will talk to you all soon. Bye bye.